Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book review on We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. This is the first book that I have read for my ominous October TBR, and I'm really excited to share with you guys what I thought about it. This book follows the story of Mary Catherine, aka Mary Cat, and Constance Blackwood, two sisters who are the only remaining survivors of the Blackwood family, apart from their uncle Julian, who is elderly and who they take care of. Now, the reason that they are the only ones remaining from their family is because many years ago, their family mysteriously died of arsenic poisoning. Constance was famously testified for this crime. She was put on trial, but was eventually acquitted of the crime, which let her off free. But at the same time, it left her sort of being imprisoned in her home because she never wants to go out into the town because all the townspeople hate her. As sad as this is, Constance and Mary Cat have really made it work. They live sort of a sad, monotonous, scheduled existence, but it works for them. For whatever reason, it works for them. Unfortunately, that existence is thrown up into upheaval whenever their cousin Charles comes to visit. So, okay, I want to get into characters here. I loved each and every character in this story, apart from cousin Charles, who was a douchebag, and the evil townspeople, but the three main characters being Mary Cat, Constance, and Uncle Julian, I absolutely loved them. Mary Cat is our narrator, and it's through her words that we get to meet each of these characters. Mary Cat is 18 years old, but she still loves to play make-believe. She spends her time fantasizing about living on the moon and spends her nights sleeping alone in the woods, and she's just quite a character. She's very memorable, and I really enjoyed reading from her perspective. Now, Constance she's very different from Mary Cat. She is obsessed with being the caretaker, the provider for the family, and she does a good job of it, which is somewhat ironic considering, you know, she was accused of killing the rest of her family. But she makes it work, and you honestly get this feeling that if she didn't have this duty and these tasks and Mary Cat and Uncle Julian to take care of, something would probably go horribly wrong. A screw would go loose and it just would not be good. So it's good that she has this life to keep her busy. Now, Uncle Julian was actually deeply affected by the poisoning. His state of mind was definitely affected, and you get that throughout the entire book. I mean, he is elderly, but there's also just a lot more going on to him. He's obsessed with telling the story of the murders of his family, and he's writing a book, and he lives in this moment. He lives in that day over and over and over again, and he is just obsessed with it. And there's just something not to write about it, but he's also quirky, and he says like the most random funny things. He was, again, a character that I really enjoyed reading. Hashtag don't touch my papers, you bastard. So next, I want to talk about the writing. The writing in this story is so atmospheric. It is a gothic horror story, and if you want something that's going to completely transport you into the story and just provide an atmosphere that just takes you there, this is the book for you. Shirley Jackson is my queen. I literally went onto the book depository and put every single book that she has ever written onto my wish list, apart from The Haunting of Hill House and The Lottery, which I already own and will be reading very, very soon. I love this woman's writing. I love everything about it. Her narrative is so chilling, and her storytelling abilities are off the chain. Her writing is also very easy to read. If you are intimidated by classics but you want to get into them, this is the perfect place to start. It's very easy to read and very enjoyable. Now, I want to touch a little bit on the themes of this book, which deals strongly with family, survival, perseverance, and sacrifice. Every single one of these themes was strong and present throughout the story, and that made it even more gripping and even more touching, because Constance has been accused of this horrible crime, but you still feel for her on some level because there's just something going on with her, and you don't totally want to write her off as just a psychotic murderer. You don't. I didn't. Mary Cat is hilarious. She's dark, she's twisted, and I kept thinking of Mia Wasikowska. I always say her name right, and I can't even remember how you say it now, but if you've seen the movie Stoker with her in it, that is how I imagined Mary Cat throughout the entire book, and I just think, yes. Yes. The only downfall to this book for me was that it was so short. At the same time, I don't know, that might be pretty genius. The pacing, the length, maybe makes the story exactly what it should be and as enjoyable as it should be, but I was left wanting more. I'm gonna tell you right now, after this video, I'm gonna go on my computer and I'm gonna search and I'm gonna see if there is any We Have Always Lived in the Castle fanfic, because I am all over that shiz. I am. Or could someone like at least turn this into a movie, like Tim Burton or Guillermo del Toro or someone who has that spooky, eerie thing down? Could you like turn this into a movie? I don't know how it hasn't been already because it needs to be. In case my gushing review wasn't indication enough for you, I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars. I loved every single thing about it. This is one of few books that I've rated 5 out of 5 stars this year. I thought that this was phenomenal, and if you are looking for a spooky Halloween read that's gonna satisfy you on all those levels, you need to go for this. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. In the comments below, I'd really love to know if you guys have read We Have Always Lived in the Castle. I would love to get talking about it, like seriously. I really want to talk about this book, these characters, everything. I really want to discuss it, so please let's get the conversation going below. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.